Hey, lovely souls, ever felt stuck in the overthinking loop? Well, today's video is for you. I've got a Zen story that could be the key to unlocking a more mindful, peaceful existence. The more you live in your head, the less you experience in the world. Break free from the chains of overthinking and savor the richness of life. Overthinking, the relentless and incessant process of dwelling on thoughts, can have a profoundly negative impact on an individual's mental health. While it is natural for the human mind to engage in reflection and contemplation, an excessive preoccupation with thoughts can lead to detrimental consequences. This story explores the various ways in which constant overthinking can adversely affect a person's well-being, encompassing emotional, physical, and social aspects. In one region of China, there existed a sizable monastery where approximately 500 monks resided, all earnestly following the path of self-realization under their master's guidance. One day, an individual arrived at the monastery seeking discipleship. Addressing the Zen master, he expressed, "Sir, I aspire to understand myself and discover the truth." The Zen master gazed at him and responded, "If you genuinely seek the truth, you must be willing to stake your entire life. Unraveling the truth may consume your entire lifetime, and even then, there is no assurance that you will grasp it within this existence. Are you prepared for such a commitment?" The disciple affirmed, "Sir, I have come here with unwavering determination. I am ready for the journey ahead." The master instructed, "If that's your decision, then here's what you should do. This monastery houses 500 monks. Your responsibility will be the rice pounding. Continuously beat rice from morning till evening. Rest when you're fatigued, and upon waking in the morning, resume the rice pounding. Focus solely on this task, without diverting your attention elsewhere. Follow this path, and refrain from approaching me again. I will seek you out when necessary." Following his master's guidance, the young man diligently pounded rice. With 500 disciples in the monastery, the demand for food was constant. Consequently, he dedicated himself to pounding rice from early morning until night. Exhausted, he would then sleep in the same room where he worked. For several months, he refrained from engaging in conversation with others, and no one approached him. While engaged in the rice-pounding task, various thoughts constantly occupied his mind. However, as these thoughts lacked fresh stimuli, they gradually dissipated on their own. Gradually, the tumult of his thoughts began to wane. After a few years, even his own name slipped from his memory. Maintaining a silent demeanor, he continued to pound rice in a state devoid of contemplation. He refrained from both meditation and reading any scriptures. The leading disciples of the monastery regarded him as inferior and lacking compared to themselves. This routine persisted for 12 years. At the end of this period, the Zen master announced that his final moments were approaching. He needed to select a successor who would assume leadership of the monastery after him. As a result, the master invited any disciple who had attained self-realization to come and inscribe a few lines near his door at night, lines encapsulating their entire experiential journey. Several disciples considered participating in the task. Among them, a prominent disciple of the monastery took the initiative and composed a few lines. Possessing extensive knowledge of Buddhist scripture, he was widely regarded as a potential successor to the master. In his inscription, he metaphorically likened the mind to a mirror accumulating dust from thoughts and desires. He emphasized that meditation serves as the means to sweep away this dust, and those whose minds have become clear, free from such impurities, have attained salvation. Upon discovering these lines the next morning, the master became furious and exclaimed, "Who wrote this nonsensical content on my wall?" The chief disciple remained silent. Although the lines he penned were imbued with wisdom, they were essentially derived from theoretical knowledge. The chief disciple, cleverly uncertain about their accuracy, refrained from signing the lines, acknowledging his lack of self-realization. The master outright rejected the inscription, leaving everyone astonished. The entire monastery buzzed with discussions about the incident. Two disciples engaged in conversation about it as they passed by the monk who had arrived 12 years ago and dedicated himself to pounding rice day and night. He chuckled softly upon overhearing their discussion. Surprised by his reaction, the disciples inquired, "Why are you laughing?" Their curiosity arose because, in their view, the rice pounder was an inconspicuous monk. They perceived him as insignificant, since he neither engaged in scripture reading nor meditation. His sole activity seemed to be pounding rice. Within the monastery, distinguished scholars dismissed the rice pounder as inconsequential. To them, he held no significance. Therefore, witnessing him smile left them astonished. They again asked him, "Why did you laugh?" The rice pounder said, "I laughed because the master is saying right. All these lines are garbage. These lines have no value." Those disciples were shocked. They asked him, "Can you write some lines which are better than this?" The rice pounder said, "Well, I can't write because I am illiterate. But yes, I can say a few lines, and if you can write those lines, then I am ready to go with you." They agreed, so they went near the master's room. The rice pounder said a few lines, and the other disciple wrote it on the wall and wrote "rice pounder" below those lines. They were expecting the same reaction from their master again. The lines which he told to write were amazing, and those lines were, "Mind is just an illusion. There is neither mind nor there is any mirror of the mind. And when the mind does not exist, where will the dust settle? He who knows this has known the truth." Upon discovering the inscribed lines, the master abruptly rose in the middle of the night and approached the young rice pounder, who was asleep. Awaking him, the master declared, "Take this, take my staff, and take my robe. From this moment forward, you are my successor. However, leave this monastery immediately and journey far from here. I am aware that numerous scholars in this monastery perceive themselves as superior to you. They may harm you because they cannot bear the idea that a humble rice pounder has attained enlightenment, whereas they have not. You now possess everything I have, and you acquired it through the act of pounding rice. I am confident that wherever you go, people will seek you out because, like a blooming flower, your enlightenment will emanate its fragrance everywhere." That rice pounder bowed to his master and departed silently in the night. Free your mind from the chains of constant thoughts. Embrace the power of the present moment. Reflecting on our lives, many believe that meditation is confined to sitting in one place with closed eyes. However, this perception doesn't align with reality. Meditation can be embraced while walking or engaged in tasks. Its essence lies in being completely absorbed in whatever you do, to the extent that you lose awareness of your own body. Similar to the rice pounder, who became utterly absorbed in his task of pounding rice, oblivious to his own existence, and it was in this absorbed state, while pounding rice one day, that he attained self-realization. Likewise, the essence of Zen entails maintaining a constant awareness of the present moment, devoid of any mental distractions, as the mind is sustained only through thoughts. By eliminating thoughts, the mind dissipates, leaving behind one's unadulterated self. Interestingly, discovering our true nature does not necessitate engaging in additional spiritual practices. Instead, immersing ourselves entirely in our activities, becoming so absorbed in our work that it transforms into a meditative state, is all that is required. Life is happening now, not in the labyrinth of your thoughts. Seize the moment and live it fully. Thinking all the time can also impair an individual's ability to make decisions. The constant analysis and reanalysis of choices create a state of indecision, often leading to a fear of making the wrong decision. This hesitancy can hinder personal and professional growth, as opportunities may be missed due to the paralysis induced by overthinking. The fear of failure becomes magnified, and the individual may find themselves trapped in a cycle of perpetual contemplation, unable to take decisive action. Thinking a lot can make it hard for a person to enjoy their time with others. Always thinking too much can cause someone to pull away from socializing because they're too focused on their own thoughts. Also, if they analyze social situations too much, they might misunderstand things, feel overly worried, and have problems in relationships. Friends and family might have a tough time connecting with someone who is always lost in their thoughts, which can make the overthinker feel lonely. Thinking all the time can lead to procrastination as individuals get stuck in the cycle of analyzing and reanalyzing without taking concrete actions. This can hinder progress and contribute to a sense of frustration. Thinking too much about the past or worrying too much about the future can make you miss out on what's happening right now. Monks suggest staying focused on the present moment and paying full attention to whatever you're doing. The monk's way of thinking about the overthinking loop revolves around cultivating mindfulness, embracing simplicity, and letting go of attachments. By incorporating these principles into daily life, individuals can work towards breaking free from the cycles of overthinking and fostering a more peaceful and present state of mind. Your potential is limited by the boundaries of your thoughts. Break free and discover the limitless possibilities that await. If you found this helpful, please give us a thumbs up to help us reach more people seeking ancient wisdom. If you're new here, subscribe and click the notification bell for more lessons on ancient wisdom. Thank you for watching, and see you in our next video. To watch more videos, choose one of the videos that will appear on your screen now.